Welcome back to Garbage Time, folks. We have another jam-packed episode today. I'm joined by Dan, Kyle, and Cam. We're talking about everything going on in the NBA today. If this is your first time listening, we have a betting segment after main news where we give a lock of the week, and then we go into a little game that you can play along with us. Okay, we want to start with probably the biggest news of the week, which is the Philadelphia 76ers. They had a closed door meeting where Tyrese Maxey called out Embiid for his behavior and his antics, and basically just that he's never on time to practice or anything. And, he got suspended for 3 games after shoving a columnist, which is not great. Sixers are now, I think, 11th in the East. They have 3 wins, 14th in the East. So they are very bad. They are only above the Wizards. Paul George is now out again with, I think, a similar injury, a bone bruise, I think Dan told me. So, panic button or no panic button? Cam, what do you think?
I'm going panic button. I know we'll talk about Paul George a lot, but I mean, at this point in his career, he's not the guy he was. He's always injured. You pair him with Embiid, also always injured.
Yeah.
And interesting that Maxey's trying to take the leadership when he's also been injured. I mean, it's just one of these situations where things have gone wrong and these personalities are coming to the forefront when they really just need to get back and figure out how to do it together instead of just blaming other people.
Maxey seems like he wants to hoop. Like he's in the same ilk of like Kevin Durant, where he doesn't really want any drama. He just wants to go out and hoop. I don't think Embiid is the same. So I feel like it's fair for him to call him out, especially because I guess I was reading that they are close and they have built a close relationship. So for it to come from him, it's, is anyone surprised Embiid is not the most reliable person or not a leader in the locker room?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, this team is kind of cheeks. Like on paper, this team would have been so sick 3 years ago. And then looking at them, except for like Yabusele, I mean, he was, I think, still overseas 3 years ago.
Dude, I didn't realize they got Eric Gordon, man.
Yeah, they had Eric Gordon, like notoriously horrible basketball player, Eric Gordon. I don't know this. I don't know. I guess the expectation for this team was high because Embiid is coming off of scoring 30, dropping 10 rebounds and 5 assists a game. But still, it's like this. You can't rely on Paul George. I'm sorry, but this is not Oklahoma City Paul George anymore. This is not Indiana Paul George. This dude kind of is washed as anything now.
This is not Detroit Andre Drummond. This is not
Miami Heat Caleb Martin.
Right.
I was going to say, he's just another example like Gabe Vincent. You leave Miami and you just suck.
Yeah.
There's something that a lot of it makes those guys good, and then they leave and they stink.
Reggie Jackson's about 53 years old.
I mean, it's just funny how they went from the process. This whole thing started with them getting all the draft picks, tanking for a while, never going with it. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden they decide to make the move and it just goes horrifically wrong.
Horribly awry.
Dude, this speaks to my God.
Yeah, I think it's crazy that Embiid is as big of a hit as you can get in the draft. That dude is a generational talent when he's healthy.
Totally.
It really speaks to team construction. You really need to not just wait, even just waiting, getting 50 draft picks like the Thunder are doing, that's not guaranteed to work out, even if you do get the guy.
Here's a hot take. Maybe not that hot. Lukewarm. I think also you need a hit on the draft with a generational player, and your best player needs to be reliably healthy. Maybe they'll miss some games here and there, but LeBron, he was never really injured for extended periods of time or even a season. Kobe was always reliable until he tore his
Kawhi
Achilles.
Known healthy guy with 3 titles, Kawhi Leonard, definitely.
I mean, he was healthy that he just pushed through.
He played 20 games with the Raptors that year they won.
Really? I mean, they also got an easy path to the finals. They face all injured teams, including an injured Warriors.
I've also never really understood the Paul George, so many young players in the NBA consider him one of their favorite players. And I feel like he is a popular guy, and I've never really been into the hype with him because it's a very similar. He's hurt all the time. I don't know. He seems to
he used to be kind of
be a
sick.
problem.
I thought
You got to form chemistry with your team. You can't just have a bunch of good guys and expect it all to click. Like the NBA is too good now. Everyone's too good. Everyone makes their defensive rotations. If you're a solid enough team, like you can't just have a bunch of pieces.
Yeah, they don't have a facilitator. They don't have a glue. Like Paul George is leading the team in assists at 4.8 a game. Mm-hmm. That is not what you want to see.
I also think like you simply just need chemistry. Like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum have both been great pretty much their entire careers, but they didn't figure it out until last year. It took them many years of learning how to play together. So if you keep bringing in new pieces and your main guys are injured, not injured, you never really form any cohesion. And I think you just need that to win finals.
The 2021 Suns.
That's exactly right.
I also just think it's been proved the last few years, like you need to get a high seed to succeed in the playoffs normally. Like teams like the Suns had a lot of talent, didn't get the seed they probably wanted. Like the Lakers the last few years. Like these teams like have talent theoretically, and you're always like, we'll just wait for the playoffs, we'll turn it on.
Yeah.
If you end up with like a 7 or 8 seed or like in a bad matchup, like you can't really just turn it on.
Yeah,
like,
no, totally.
You're gonna go through a gauntlet and you're screwed. And it looks like the Sixers are gonna, best case, they'll probably sneak into the playoffs because it's like the East is horrible, but they're not going to beat the Celtics in the first round or whoever they get.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Let's talk about the bright spot of the Sixers, which is Jared McCain, TikTok himself. He is cooking. Part of that's just because they have a lot of injuries, so he has been able to start. But he's had like 25, 5-5 in 5 games. It was like it's him and like Steph, LeBron, Kyrie. Or no, it's him and like a few other really good guards who have done that in the rookie season. So he's looking great. He even like screamed after a 3, "I'm the rookie of the year." And Tyrese Maxey,
kind of corny, but still.
Tyrese Maxey clowned him for that in the post-game interview. But I love the confidence. I think I think confidence goes a long way, especially for a young player. If you're confident in yourself, I think you'll find success.
Yeah. Confidence and obviously like the talent to get there as well. Like you can't be,
of course.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of some rando like
Dion Waiters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean he's shooting 50, 40, 90.
That's amazing.
But,
Sam, do you like McCain?
I love McCain. I honestly, with McCain and Knecht, I don't know how anyone didn't take them earlier. I think in that draft class, getting someone high character person, proven, done it in a, like high level competition is crazy.
Totally.
And I like that his personality. I know he's like irks a lot of people with the social media stuff, but he buys into himself.
Totally.
He's positive all the time. Like even in this stuff that's going on, I saw a video of him from last week, just like a vlog on his life for 30 minutes that he posted up on YouTube. And he's happy. He's positive. He's backing himself.
Totally.
Like and you got to love that from a rookie, especially in a bad situation.
No, yeah. I think the TikTok content creation like is a positive thing for the court. Like he clearly has very few insecurities and so much confidence in who he is, and I think that does translate on the court for sure.
Yeah, was that a sneak diss cam on the Kings not drafting either of them when they had the picks?
No comment. I mean, no comment.
Sneak diss.
No, I mean, I think McCain's personality is like the only personality that could like win with the Sixers, like be good with the Sixers right now. Like if it was like a classic rookie that has a huge ego and like they'd be a total disaster in this team. He might actually be the savior of the Sixers because he's so unserious that it might get Embiid and Paul and all those guys to be a little bit less the way they are.
He's literally like the anti-Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons cares so much about his image, and he's so serious and takes himself so seriously, and McCain doesn't give a shit. So it's funny, like that kind of coming full circle. Knecht has also been great for the Lakers. Do you guys
also 50, 40, 90?
Is this just like, I don't know. Do you think that he can sustain it? I know a lot of people weren't sure because he was kind of an older guy coming out of college. Don't know what his ceiling is. I guess that's a better question. What do you think Knecht's ceiling is?
Better than whoever the Kings draft. We'll go with that. I don't think he's a star. I think the injuries are a lot of, for him specifically, he's not going to get the play time. Otherwise, they had Rui out, they had a bunch of their wings out, but he can shoot. He's a high character guy again. I think that's longevity in the league.
Hard worker.
Yeah, hard worker. Good fundamentals.
He's just a scrappy guy that plays the right way.
High character guy. He'll be a great key veteran in like 10 years.
Dan, what do you think his ceiling is? Give me a player comp.
That's what I'm trying to think of right now. Like, I don't know if it's wrong to say Ryan Anderson. Guy off the bench who can give you some buckets. I mean, literally Knecht's role is to do absolutely nothing. Just put the ball in the hoop when you get it in your hands, but don't take too many dribbles, please.
Sure. I like the Ryan Anderson comp.
Yeah. Ryan Anderson was a very good contributing player in the league for a while.
Yeah, totally. He was a good player. Go Bears.
Yeah.
Go Bears.
That's right. Brent Barry, maybe?
Yeah. Dude. I can't think of Knecht being good because he's the Lakers, so I don't know.
Of course.
We'll see. I mean, that team, I think, is going to be interesting, though. Because you're right, though. For Knecht to become, like, a great player this year, like, really succeed, D'Lo, or, like, those people need to get, like, shipped out / minutes reductions. So I feel like that's the issue. The Lakers have a lot of older people that are going to be big pains in the ass.
Do you think
they get their minutes cut?
Lakers should honestly just, like, try to start rebuilding and, like, just admit they're not going to win another one with LeBron and AD?
You can't. There's no way.
Can you ship AD? Can you ship AD? You obviously can't ship LeBron. Can you ship AD?
LeBron would execute Genie Bus.
But see, that's kind of, I don't know. Like, I feel like even though LeBron is great and he got them finals, like, if you care about your organization, which he claims to, then you want to set them up for future success. And
it's not like they're bad. Like, they're still going to be a playoff team, right? Like, there's a lot of worse places to be. I don't think they just have to blow it up. Like, it's not like 2K where you could just say, "Oh God, we're not a winner. Let's just like blow up and get."
I don't think you have to blow it up, but I think you need to start making moves now.
I mean, they're fourth, and I mean, Disney looks good. If he maintains it, he looks really
Davis
good.
is healthy. Davis is healthy. There's a scenario they could.
Some might say he's the MVP frontrunner. Some are saying it. Some people.
Well, I mean, the last 5 years, it's always been LeBron's been like it's AD's team, and then AD has never came through really, besides NBA Finals.
Yeah. It's LeBron's team.
And then, but no, now it's like actually becoming AD's team, and he's actually doing what I think the master plan was there all along. LeBron's like the really good number 2 that can help a little bit. Mm-hmm. So if that continues, we'll see.
Before we move on, everyone's rookie of the year. Who you got front? I know we asked this a couple weeks ago, and y'all said Ryan Dunn, like a bunch of clowns. But
that was a joke. It was said in jest. Cam, you start.
Give me McCain.
If he continues on his trajectory, I agree. I think he's done more for any group than, I think he's done more for any other group than any other rookie. Kyle, who you got?
I think I want Jalen Wells.
He's been good. Grizzly. Dan.
It's between Knecht and Wells for me. McCain is contributing at a high level, but not on a winning team. Dalton Knecht is actually helping the Lakers win basketball games. And I hate the Grizzlies. So
Lakers are 10-6, Grizzlies 10-7. Grizzlies are kind of a black hole. They don't get a lot of
what are the Grizzlies these days? I don't even understand them.
I don't either. I feel like they just like rotate random guys in from like the G League. Somehow works.
They get random good rookies. Like Gigi Jackson was sick.
Gigi Jackson, crazy. Just out of
Jalen
nowhere.
Wells is good. Like they get random guys to be good.
They have infinite injuries and somehow make it work.
They need to bring
back
Kenny
almost be
Wall
the Thunder. They should have probably been the Thunder, but Ja screwed himself, kind of screwed the team, and then they're not. They don't have a Shea.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep it in the West. Talk about the other LA team, the Clippers. Kyle, why do you think the Clippers are doing so well? They are the 6th seed in the West right now, 10-7.
So my typical basketball analysis comes after I watch the Kings play a team, which is the Clippers this year. I mean, the Clippers defense looks very, very good, and the Kings might have been like Clippers look really good on defense. I feel like they've almost built like this is James Harden's now best scenario for him. He gets to like be the star again. He gets to dribble the ball all at once. Has a bunch of guys out there that can play defense, so he doesn't have to do that at all. Norman Powell, he didn't play against the Kings, but he's been on fire. He's very, very good.
Yeah.
I think I saw like the stat, like who had the highest jumps and points per game, and it's like all people, like very young players, and Norman Powell.
Yeah, 23 or something like that.
I know. So he's good. I mean, I think Ty Lue is a very good coach.
He is.
If Kawhi ever comes back, I don't know. It's kind of shocking the Clippers are this good. That's why I was saying like it's Paul George. He might have been the problem all this time.
I think Kawhi might also be part of the problem. I think it's the same.
And Zubac's also really good.
Oh yeah, no, he's crushing it. He doesn't get enough attention. I think like it's the same thing where Kawhi and Paul George were always out, so these guys couldn't build chemistry together. And then when they're back, no one knows what their role is, and no one knows what to do. So I don't know. I honestly, hot take, trade Kawhi for a couple better pieces.
Who do you think would take Kawhi?
A lot of teams.
Rockets.
A lot of definitely the Rockets. The Rockets
always want for sure.
Rockets like wanted KD last year. What are you guys talking about?
Might be able to convince the Knicks to take him.
Honestly,
Knicks or Thunder. Like Thunder would. That's like the Gordon Hayward move that they do for a 1-year rental. Chip off one of the 10 guys they got on the bench.
Maybe the Heat like try to squeeze out Jimmy Butler's last couple of years. I don't know.
I will say the Intuit Dome though looks cool, kind of, but like in theory, but it's like it's not executed with this. They don't have the fans for it.
I know they don't. Sad. Sucks.
It's like a D2 basketball game, but like with with a lot of energy and with not that many people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, let's talk about Knicks. We just brought them up. The Knicks have been kind of weird. So Dan and I were in the Garden for Knicks Wizards, and they smoked them. It was never close. Alex Sarr looks really bad.
Whoa.
But then earlier in the year, they lost to the Wizards, and then they beat the Suns, the injured Suns, and then they lost to the Jazz. So that was their last 3 games. Beat the Wizards, beat the Suns by a lot, and then lost to the Jazz by 15. So like, and they're healthy. So are the Knicks gonna be good? Do we think they're a contender, or are they just a regular season team?
Contender.
You don't think
they're like a second round exit team?
I think they're a contender.
What are they missing, Dan?
Consistency, like our team identity. Like what? What are they as a team?
They got a lot of the same guy. McCall, Anunoby.
It's like it feels more like a 2K My League team, or like you just picked up some random like names and simmed, and then all of a sudden like the sims are turning out really bad for you, and you're like, why is it? Well, because you have Jalen Brunson and Cat as your 2 guys, and
wow, the slander.
Like I'm such a non-believer in that team. Like I don't think they're not good at anything.
Cam, you know the Knicks pretty well. What do you think they're missing and what they do well?
Yeah. So first thing that they're missing is depth, which in Thibodeau teams is killer, especially as you get later in the year. They've got 5 dudes who are all very good when they're healthy, but then they're playing a bunch of second-round picks off the bench. I know Mitchell Robinson is out, but they really don't have any real piece. Miles McBride has been good, but he was also like an untouted second-round pick.
Yeah.
I probably come in somewhere in the middle of Kyle and Dan on this. I think they're a contender, but next year, not this year. And I'm thinking they're really like the Celtics. I mean, if we talked 2 years ago about where guys like Tatum and Porzingis were, you'd say, oh, I don't trust these guys. They've been around forever. They don't have what it takes to win in the end. I like the team construction, the 5 guys together. You pick up a few key veteran pieces to round it out so that you're not playing Tyler Kolek 20 minutes a game or Dottier 20 minutes a game. Random guys, Sam Hausers and Pritchards show up, and then you're a contender next year. But again, where they are now, there's going to be a ton of injuries, because there always is with Thibodeau, because he plays all the guys, and they're still figuring it out. And it's hard to do that when you don't have the bench pieces. So I don't think I think they still did the right thing. I like the Cat trade for them, but I don't see it this year. I don't think there's any chance that they're getting to the finals.
That's fair.
Yeah. I'm always going to be a believer in Cat. So I think he's a very great player.
Yes.
I think the Wolves messed up trading him. We'll go down on the show on that one. But no, I mean, I think Cam said it right. They have 5 great players. Ideally, it works out. I mean, I think I could see a world too where they trade Hart or Anunoby and try to get like 2 players, like almost trade 1 for 2 and see if you can get a couple more like depth players rather than having all 5 of those guys. But yeah,
I feel like Anunoby's going between the 2 of those guys. I'd rather get rid of him over Josh Hart on this team.
Yeah. So I think one of them could go. I think the East is just so bad too, like we talked about. Like the Knicks can stay around and they'll be fine. I'm not a believer in all those teams.
Campaign shouldn't be getting almost 20 minutes a game for this team.
That is tough. That's a tough
I think the Knicks went so far carried by Jalen Brunson last year, and this year they have a lot more guys. So
yeah, and Brunson's been underperforming.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Where do you think Brunson like is in like the tier of NBA point guards? Because I feel like everyone had him like after last year's run, like he's tier. Like Curry Shea, Curry Shea Brunson. I feel like he's probably more like I think he's more like a Fox. Like
I
think he's probably more that level Fox, Maxey kind of.
Oh, so S tier.
Yeah, exactly.
He's better than Fox only because of how he plays in the playoffs. Like when it gets physical, his game translates. It's like Luka.
Fox in the East where he gets the playoffs, and then maybe
that's true.
Next episode, we're doing a point guard tier list.
Yeah,
Max.
Real.
All right. Do we want to talk about the Rockets or get into bets?
I think we need to mention the Rockets.
Yeah. Yep. So currently they're 12-6, third in the West. Just 1 game behind the Warriors and Thunder. This is a weird team. They have Tari East. They have a lot of young pieces that are all kind of similar. Jabari Smith Jr. Or no. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost
Jalen Green,
thinking Jabari Parker. Jalen Green, Sengun, Tari Eason, Cam Whitmore, Dylan Brooks. Thompson. And then you got like Fred VanVleet. Cam, what do you think about the Rockets?
I think they got to start Ahmed as soon as possible.
Oh yeah, Ahmed too. He's another guy. He's just like the same.
I mean, it's a weird. They're kind of caught in the middle, and especially with Tari and Ahmed coming off the bench, I've watched a little bit of them, and when those guys come in, it's a different game. They're animals on defense.
They're animals.
But then you've got Dylan Brooks and VanVleet starting, so it's like, are you going for it? Are you like they're playing Ahmed and Tari fewer minutes? They got a lot of pieces, but I feel like there's a couple of moves to figure it out.
I think they need to ship VanVleet and just build around their young guys. Or you have a young guy start over VanVleet, and VanVleet can be your key vet. Now, I just think they need to establish more chemistry with their young guys for long success.
Yeah, I mean, VanVleet, you're paying him $40 million a year to score 14 points a game.
Yeah.
That's horrible. And he's playing almost 34 minutes a game. Like, not shooting well, not doing much on the facilitation side either. Like, you got to get rid of that dude. But you got to get a half serviceable point guard in return, because Reed Shepherd is not going to be the guy to step up into that role.
Yeah, he is, man. Yeah he is. Believe. He's on my fantasy team. I guess that's a good segue into our fantasy standings.
Can I add one? I mean, VanVleet is on that team option next year, so he is a really attractive trade piece. So that is a positive, like a $45 million salary, where teams will love to pick that up, and then he's not take his option next year. So I think he is going to be a good trade piece. Dylan Brooks is the issue, where he's making $20 million. He has 3 more years, and there's no options there. So
yeah, there's
still probably tough to move because no one's going to want to deal with that shit.
Yeah, but he's actually been really good defensively for them. Like, I think him and Amen, I saw something, they have the best defensive percentage defensive rating out of any duo in the league. So, I mean, like, he sucks, but he is helpful on defense.
What about that's like go ahead, Cam.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like that's how all these guys are. Like, the Jabari Smith, is he good enough to be like a real player in the league? Unclear. Jalen Green, is he a star or is he just a scorer? Unclear. Dylan Brooks, are we going to keep him and is he valuable or is he just a complete scrub? And China, like,
a lot of question marks.
It's that's probably why they haven't done anything, because it's just you really don't know what you got with a bunch of those guys.
It's true. And you don't want to ship someone off too early, like Pelicans did with Dyson Daniels. He's been killing it. I've seen him on some first team all defense early ballots. He's looking like a great piece for the Hawks.
I'm gonna throw a trade out there.
Do it.
Levine for VanVleet. VanVleet is a lot less. Is like he can be done next year, so the Bulls don't have to deal with 3 more years of Zach LaVine's salary. They're
going to need something else, though.
Levine's a better player.
Who needs something else? The Bulls?
The Rockets, dude.
Rockets for sure.
Their only other point guard on the roster is Aaron Holiday.
Levine can play point.
Amen can play point, 100%.
Oh no!
Reed Shepherd, Amen, Tari Eason, Jabari Sengun, who says no. That's winning the final.
This team's just got like a bunch of crazy wings and like Jock Landale on there. Like it's such an interesting makeup.
That's why you need Levine. Get another one. One.
They could trade Jayshawn Tate and someone for something, I feel
Why doesn't Jalen Green just run the point? Is he not a passer? I actually haven't watched enough tape.
No, he's not.
Jalen Green is like a high-flying scorer. Like, he's not a facilitator.
He's like a worse Ant-Man.
Maybe not Levine. Maybe not Levine.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like a comp for Jalen Green.
Jack Levine. I think Ant is a great comp. He's kind of like Ant.
He's like the worst version.
Or young Zach Levine.
Or young Zach Levine.
Dunking from the free throw line.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah. Dan would say Jalen's the Rudy Gay of Anthony Edwards is, I think.
I think that's pretty good. I actually really like that.
Okay, let's just give a fantasy update. So I don't know if we've explained this to our listeners, but we have a fantasy league with just the four of us. We each have 40 players, and it's a keeper league. And Kyle won last year. I bought him a Kobe jersey because I got last.
You won the privilege of
that's exactly right.
Getting him
it was really a privilege. And right now, Kyle is again at first. He is about 3,000 points over Dan, and Dan is about 1,000 points, actually less than that, about 700 points over Cam. Cam is about 1,500 points over me for last. So we're currently looking like the exact same standings as last year. So we'll keep you updated on that.
Yep.
All right, welcome back. This is Bets, where we give you a lock of the week. You should have it for this day you're hearing this, which is Monday, November 25th. Cam, what you got for us this week?
You're going first. And do you want to tell the people the standings before you do that?
Sure. Kyle is 3-0. Dan is 2-1. Cam, what are you? Are you 2-1 or 1-2?
2-1.
Cam's 1-2.
I know Harrison Barnes, baby.
And I know Ball the best at 0-3. I had one close to a bad beat in my defense. All right. So Cam, what bet do you have for us this week?
Ben, you're up first.
Ben,
I don't have.
You're 0-3.
I don't have mine yet.
Why did we start the segment?
There's one guaranteed winner out there that hopefully no one takes.
Okay. I'm just going to go pure instinct. Magic -2.5 over the Hornets.
That's going to be 0-4.
Yeah.
Okay, let me change it. That's not good. That's not good.
That's it.
Lock it in.
No, I didn't like it. I
have it at 2.5.
I didn't like it.
3.5.
Okay, I'm going with Clippers +9.5 at the Celtics.
Okay.
Boom. Let's see if I go 0-2 on those two.
Am I up?
Yeah, go.
Actually, no. I'm locking in Magic and the Clippers, and I will bet on both of them personally.
As a parlay?
No. Separate bets. I don't encourage any listeners to also.
No, you only get one bet.
You get one.
That's the way it works.
All right,
I'm just going to rattle off 6 bets right here, and I'm going to see if any of them hit.
Okay, I'm doing Clippers +9.5.
Okay, Clippers +9.5 locked in. Final answer.
It's going to be the Magic.
Yeah, the Magic are going to win. Yeah. Kyle, what do you got?
I kind of want to take the Magic now just to fuck with Ben. And just go, but no, I was eyeing Pacers 4.5. The Pelicans are
God damn it, dude.
And this is going to be Tyrese Halliburton's Mickey Mouse game where he goes for 35 and he gets back.
I like it.
Pacers.
Second time Kyle takes my bet of the 4 times we've done this, which is kind of wild. That's a no-brainer. The Pelicans also are potentially getting back McCollum and a couple other guys. They're going to be completely not game ready. They look horrible. Every game I've seen of them in the last few weeks, they've gotten absolutely destroyed. They've got like 5 guys left. That's Tyrese Halliburton's going to have his one good game of the week, and they're going to win by 20. Now I got to go off the script and think of one. Definitely not going Magic. I'm actually gonna go. I'm gonna go Hornets. I'm gonna go against.
I like
I'm
it.
gonna fade
I
Magic.
love it.
All
That's
right,
what
so
I was thinking, bro.
so pretty much everything I was gonna pick is now gone, which is pretty neat. I'm really torn, but I think what I'm gonna do is Hawks-Mavericks under.
Oh, an
I
under.
like it.
I like it. Dyson Daniels gonna clamp up.
Luka's out.
Oh, even better.
What line do you got? I'm seeing like 237 line. It's pretty.
I'm seeing 237. I think it's going to be a kind
That's
of a gross
high.
game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the Hawks. They always are. Those games are always massive. But yeah, no Luka. I like it. I like it.
All right, we'll be back with the game.
Let's go James Harden.
I like it. I like it.
LeBron James.
Always LeBron. Always a
Always.
safe pick.
Is he your two? Oh no, just your.
He's just my second pick.
Yeah. I'll go with Chris Paul.
Interesting.
Draymond Green.
I hate you. That's diabolical.
Ben's going to say something so absurd.
I'll go with Kawhi Leonard. Okay, not hearing too many moans and groans.
Do you have any strategies at all, Ben?
I'm just trying to match your players, essentially. Blake Griffin really threw me off. I thought it was something with shooting and defense.
Draymond?
Draymond, real shooter.
Yeah. Elite shooter, Draymond
He's actually been shooting all right this season, honestly.
Yeah. He's hanging out with Ja in the offseason.
I'll go with Cat. What the hell, bro?
It's a great pick.
So is the goal is for me to guess the category correctly?
Yeah, by the end of this draft, you should be able to guess the category.
Yeah, and we'll tell you how many of your guys are actually in the category.
Do they have to meet a certain criteria?
I'm going to take Wally Zerbiak.
Whoa. Unexpected pick.
It is Prime Wally. He had some great seasons.
Prime Wally. And just because it'll fuck with Benny more, so that's good. And then that's my five.
That's crazy.
Like as a C right there.
What do I want?
Yeah, don't spell it wrong. You're going to offend all Wally Zerbiak fans.
There are dozens of them.
I want some toughness. Give me Steven Adams.
No. I was wrong.
Wow.
Steven Adams.
Steven Adams. Okay.
Anthony Davis. Disney.
Jesus.
Okay, the category. So listeners, you can see all the rosters. We're looking at these two. Probably ignore mine.
Yeah. Take a guess, Ben. What's your category?
What's the category?
We got to give the listeners a second to guess along with us. Have you ever seen Dora, man?
I think the listeners might already have it in this one.
Yeah.
It's not a stat, if that helps you.
That does help. It's pretty good.
So close, Ben.
Very, very close. Okay.
He's right there.
All right. No, I'm getting the game.
Wow.
Wow. He's got it next time for sure.
For sure. I was just set on a stat. I forgot about the teammate possibility of it all. Okay. That was really bad. We will get better at those. I will get better at those.
Yeah, don't say we like that.
Oh, I'm not good at bets or games.
Are you not entertained?
Thank you for listening to another episode of Garbage Time. We'll be back next week. Peace.